shoe program. How is the Chinese sneaker market different than the States?
I would say there's probably 5 big things that are totally different. Number one, I would say that the resale market right now we're talking about resellers in the States a lot. People are saying, oh man, the resellers got all the product. In China, it's like that times 10. Because before, resellers in China were really trying to buy expensive goods like bags and clothes, Louis, Gucci, and all that kind of stuff. And that's where they saw profits. But now they're starting to understand that sneakers are high-end value, right? So before, for someone like me, I would be able to maybe go up in competition with you guys when we're going to a sneaker raffle. Maybe 1,000 people would try to enter a raffle. But now that number is probably 6,000, 7,000 because all the resellers are in it too and they're trying to make a buck off of sneakers because it's such a profitable market. And that was going to lead me to point 2, which is that a lot of the people in the lineups nowadays is the resellers are just paying people to go line up. They're paying people to camp out. Manual labor out here is so cheap. They'll be literally picking homeless people off the street and giving them 300 kwai, which is $45 to go camp out outside Nike Lab for 7 hours. Another point was how we buy sneakers out here. I know in the States right now, people are using StockX and GOAT the most probably. And out here we got something really similar. It's called Poison. Du in Chinese. You can buy straight off their website, just like StockX. The seller ships it to Du for Poison to get authenticated, and then you get the shoe within a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. It's the exact same thing, but they also do authentication separately on its own as a separate thing. So if you were to sell me a pair of shoes on another app, on another platform, and I want to make sure that they're legit, I can take pictures, everything, box, toe, shoelaces, tongue, soles. You gotta take everything out. You gotta show the stitching. You gotta show, if you got a receipt, show that too. And then I send those pictures to a third party to get it verified. And then they'll say, yeah, you know what? These are legit. You can pay that dude now. And so that's something totally different from what StockX does because it doesn't have to be sold on their platform. But they get paid for doing the authentication process as a separate entity.
I definitely think it speaks to the adoption that China has had about mobile apps, such as, you can pay all your bills and do everything through WeChat. Just like you can authenticate your shoes probably essentially through WeChat now.
The fourth point I was going to talk about is the celebrity culture out here. It's not quite the same as whatever Justin Bieber's wearing or whatever Kanye's wearing. There's some celebrities out here in Asia where people literally want to copy the entire fit from head to toe. A good example is a celebrity in Hong Kong, Sean Yu, Edison Chen. Whenever they post a fit on Instagram, it's not their own brand necessarily. It could just be, like a North Face jacket with some New Balances. And literally the next day, that look is mimicked and copied everywhere. There's a lot of people out here that have money, but they don't really know how to put an outfit together, right? And so when they see an Edison rock a fit, and they're like, man, I like that look. So you know what? I'm just gonna copy that exact look because he's putting it together for me, right? You may not have the fashion sense to throw on this jacket with the 1/4-inch pants and whatever, but then they see someone famous rocking, they're like, oh, I could do that. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna try to copy that exact fit.
It's like just copying whatever clothes is on the mannequin.
The last point I wanted to make was that the fake culture. Everyone in the States, when they see something made in China, they always raise an eyebrow is this legit? What's going on? Even when I post on my IG, when I tag Shanghai, China, that's the location I'm in. But the second I post a photo, people are like, yo, those are fake, fugazi, I don't believe it, whatever. Those probably cost 30 cents, whatever. That in some ways, that is a reality, right? But I feel like for the kids and then for a lot of the people coming up in the sneaker game out here, fakes is the only way that they can try to be like someone from the States.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so when I hear those comments or when I see people wearing fakes, I don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing. It kind of devalues the sneaker game a little bit. But for those people, that's the only way that they can try to feel like they're a part of something. They may not have $1,000 for a pair of Travis Scotts. They may not have $4,000 for a pair of Mars Yards, but if they can get it for $150 and they can feel some kind of way, then they're gonna do it.
I gotta be honest, in the States, definitely wearing fakes is a huge no.
Yep.
But I know that the Chinese market is different. Obviously, a lot of fakes are even made in China. But I definitely think, and it took me a while to kind of to understand that, because at first I was like, I would never wear fakes.
Right.
And I still probably would not, but I think for the sake of spreading the culture, you need to make it accessible.
Like some places, the fakes are getting so good. What's to say that this isn't the exact same thing as the real pair? I mean, they got Yeezys out here, they got Ultra Boost out here with the straight up same boost from BASF, the same German company that makes the boost for Adidas.
There's definitely real material in some of those fakes.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and like, you know, just because Factory A sells to Nike, you know, they may still get the mold to Jordan 1s to Factory B, and Factory B just releases them out to the public. Like, who's to say that that's a different shoe just because it doesn't have the Nike stamp of approval on it? I mean, it's crazy, man. It's really crazy.